yes, we do feel the worst is over. And we're also very glad that shareholders are with us. The history of Mahindra has been very strong. As you know, we were the best performing stock for 17 years in the Nifty. And we sort of fell off a cliff due to a bunch of losses in international subsidiaries, but have recovered very well, up 156% from our lows. And it's really to do with the core strength of the business because M&M is very well positioned in rural India. And with recent government policies, as well as strength in rural India, we are seeing things there just very strong. And it's not just in the short term. We expect rural India to stay strong for at least the next decade based on all the recent policies and reforms that have taken place.
It almost seems to be a tale of two stories here, though, when it comes to performances in your businesses, because the rural area is strong, but on the auto side, you continue to see weakness there. And I'm just wondering if you can shed some more light on what the strategy is here to turn around the auto business.
In auto, the business was really impacted by lockdowns in the large cities. And even today, we do see localized lockdowns as cases rise in particular areas. But we're starting to see that come back. Auto was down 80% in terms of volume in the first quarter. And capacity utilization is up now. We're at 50 to 60% capacity utilization. Many of the disruptions have been sorted out. There are still some to be sorted out there. Demand is starting to come back. So we're seeing a fairly strong uptake starting in urban areas as well. Rural obviously started earlier. There's also a strong demand for commercial vehicles.
And from the demand side, of course, passenger cars and commercial vehicles are so sensitive to the economic outlook, and we are anticipating a pretty dismal reading on India's GDP coming up later today. So I just wonder, from where you sit, what the economy looks like and any promise of a recovery.
So from a GDP reading, it will be dismal because April was pretty much a washout. Everything was in a lockdown, and we had sales that were close to zero for the first time ever. But we do see a very strong recovery. Our tractor business has been going at 100% capacity utilization for the last 2 or 3 months. And despite that, we're finding it difficult to meet demand. So rural India has come back very strongly. The reservoir levels are good. The last crop was very good. The sowing has been strong this time. So we're seeing a lot of strength there, and that will lead the economy out. And as urban areas start opening up more, we will start seeing greater demand come back there as well.
Okay, so that's offering some glimmer of hope in terms of the outlook going forward. And there's only so much you can control in the macro backdrop, but in areas that you can control within your own business, I understand that you're hoping to make continuous improvements too, in part due to this joint venture you have with Ford. But Ford has been hit so hard by their own crisis in terms of what's happened with COVID-19. Does this impact the partnership in any way? Does it impact their willingness and their partnership in the project?
It does not. Both of us see a lot of benefits in this partnership. There are essentially three things we get out of it. One is platform sharing, which reduces our capex significantly. Second is technology, and Ford brings in technology for us that helps us build better and more sophisticated cars for urban markets. And third is exports from India. We have a lower cost base. That's a benefit that Ford sees in it, and that allows us to supply cars to Ford globally. And that's a key benefit for both of us.
Okay, and in terms of other automobile partners you have, you did make a decision not to invest further with SsangYong, and I wonder how seriously you're considering exiting that stake altogether.
So our board has decided we will not invest further. We very much want SsangYong to continue as a company, and we are in talks with investors there. A lot will depend on what the investors want, and once those talks are completed, we will come back with more details.